From the campus of the University of Alabama, live, local news. From Alabama's home team, this is WVUA News at 5.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Caitlyn Chastain.
And I'm Alex Carr. Topping the news tonight, from an educational tool to a form of transportation, a special type of grass has barged its way into Alabama. Reporter Emily Forrester shows you how bamboo is doing more than just growing in Alabama.
It's like green grass when it's growing. And after it's cut, it's hollow. We're not talking about the normal cane that fishing poles are made of, but bamboo. Yes, the type of fast-growing plant which most people think is only native to Asian countries. One Northport group is working to change that assumption.
We import over $2 billion worth of bamboo products in the United States every year. So why not keep that money here, create jobs, create an industry?
Hunter Rayfield is one of 4 founding members of the group called Black Belt Bamboost, which pushes the use of bamboo as an agroforestry product in Alabama's Black Belt region. Funded by Friends of Historic Northport, the group is building a bamboo park where 15 different species of bamboo are already planted. They plan to use the park as an educational tool.
We've done programs at a couple different elementary schools, talking to the kids about bamboo and the many uses of bamboo.
Rayfield says the many different uses of bamboo help increase the return on investment, but one use you might not think of: bikes.
We use golden bamboo to build bicycles, and we've got a lot of bamboo and people that would like to work hard at jobs to support their families.
The Bamboo Bike Studio in Greensboro is a partner of the Hale Empowerment and Revitalization Organization. The goal is to teach citizens to not only build bamboo bikes, but also build for the less fortunate in the community.
Hero Bike will bring enough profit to help bolster and provide more funds for Hero to provide for low-income families and low-income housing for those families.
They allow people to support a business that does some good, social good.
The Bamboo Park will be open for guests during the Kentuck Festival October 19th and 20th, and Hero Bike is releasing a new type of bike in the next few weeks. For the University of Alabama, I'm Emily Forrester.
To get involved with Black Belt Bamboost, you can go to blackbeltbamboost.org, or to learn more about Hero Bike in Greensboro, go to herobike.org.
In news from around the nation tonight, 4 people are dead and around 67 others are injured after a train derailed in the Bronx. Rescue workers covered the scene after a commuter train jumped the tracks around 7 o'clock Sunday morning. Train cars flipped on their side and some were even twisted up. The accident occurred just feet away from the Harlem River. Passengers report hearing loud swooshing sounds that resembled a plane crash. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority, MTA, is stopping some of its railroad lines, while the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, investigates the track conditions and the train's mechanical equipment.
The MTA will be cooperating fully with the NTSB in this investigation. The MTA wants to know as much as anyone what happened with this accident, if there is a lesson to be learned, because safety is job one.
In the meantime, the MTA is providing bus services to commuters affected by the closing.
Actor Paul Walker, known best for his role in the Fast and Furious movies, died in a violent car crash. The actor died in a single-vehicle crash around 3:30 p.m. in Valencia, California. According to the Los Angeles County Sheriff Office, speed was a factor in the accident. The actor was a passenger in the car that hit a utility pole and burst into flames. The Los Angeles Times identifies the driver as Roger Rodas, a friend of Walker. Rodas also died in the car crash. At the time of his death, Walker was in the filming of the latest Fast and Furious movie.
Access to the internet is right in our palms, and this makes it that much easier to shop online.
Reporter Megan Brees is here to explain how mobile devices made a big impact on Cyber Monday.
Mobile devices made this Cyber Monday the biggest online shopping day in history. That's the word from IBM, who also says that sales jumped 20.6% from 2012 to 2013. Purchases made on mobile devices made up 17% of the day's total sales, with more people using smartphones than tablets. This is in total contrast to Black Friday's sales, which fell 13.2% from last year. But analysts say that's partly because retailers open their stores on Thanksgiving Thursday before Black Friday. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Megan Brees reporting. Thank you, Caitlyn and Alex. Back to you.
Thanks, Megan. Thanksgiving dinner was interrupted by an early Black Friday this year.
For the first time since 2009, Black Friday sales were down. According to ShopperTrack, this year's spending increased on Thursday and Friday. However, the National Retail Federation says sales at brick-and-mortar stores dropped an average of 4%. The NRF estimated that over 140 million Americans did shopping of some kind over the 4-day weekend. Many of these shoppers did their shopping outside of the stores, as online sales were up 17% from last year.
2 University of Alabama professors are part of a group of scientists granted a $4 million grant to research degenerative brain disorders.
Reporter Taylor Ray shows how one of their recent findings could potentially help someone you know.
Dr. Guy Caldwell is a professor of biological science at the University of Alabama. Caldwell conducts research on nervous system diseases, including those that affect the brain, like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. One reason why Dr. Caldwell's research is unique is because of who his partner is.
My wife, Dr. Kim Caldwell, is my research partner, best friend, and spends every day with me right next door in our lab. Our lab really is our lab. It's kind of a mom and pop shop, if you will.
The Caldwells are working on a collaborative project with scientists from MIT who discovered a compound called NAB. NAB is a small molecule that can activate a system inside our neurons that seem to remove a roadblock that's caused by a protein that's defective in patients with Parkinson's. This protein, called alpha-synuclein, can accumulate over time in the brain and form clumps in brain cells that can lead to their death. NAB goes past this roadblock and forms a detour where the cells can survive.
We were able to take the NAB molecule from our collaborators and show that, in fact, it protects the neurons that die in Parkinson's patients, which are dopamine-producing neurons.
When some people think of science laboratory testing, they think mice. But this isn't the case for the Caldwell lab. They use an organism that's much smaller. There are thousands of roundworms on here called nematodes. They're so small you can barely see them with the naked eye. Dr. Caldwell's lab is in the worm shack because he uses these worms in his research. Graduate student Ed Griffin explains why.
These nematodes have a lifespan of a few weeks. So these nematodes grow really quickly. They have a very short lifespan. They're very genetically tractable, which means that we understand their genome very well.
They use nematodes as a system to study scientific neurological processes and mechanisms in a simple way. As opposed to the human brain that has billions of neurons, these worms have exactly 302. Caldwell's research was published in the latest issue of the magazine Science. He says that's the equivalent to winning a football national championship. For the University of Alabama, I'm Taylor Ray.
The next step is to test the research in clinical trial. Caldwell says the brain cell protein that NAB targets is druggable. He says this makes convincing the Food and Drug Administration toward clinical trial more rapid. Still to come on WVUA News at 5, you're looking live at the WVUA Tower Cam. We could have a rainy week ahead of us. Find out straight ahead in Alabama's home team forecast.
And coming up in your home team sports, we will take a look at Alabama's wheelchair basketball team.
From the campus of the University of Alabama, your weather leader, WVUA, Alabama's home team weather.
Good morning. How are you guys today? You are looking at the WVUA Tower Cam right now. We have some gloomy skies here in Tuscaloosa. No need for an umbrella though. It'll stay a little overcast today, but let's take a look at what to expect. Some cold and windy nights on Tuesday, a hard freeze Tuesday night, and also a hard freeze Wednesday night, but somehow we're going to end up with a warm weekend. I don't know how exactly that happens, but it's going to happen. We're going to look at the national map right here today. We have 81 degrees in Miami. How did they get so lucky? Dallas is struggling at 35 degrees here, and if you're up in Seattle, you may be a little chilly because it's 30 degrees up there. These are some beautiful colors over here, just to look at in general. Let's take a look at the futurecast. It's going to be warm here in Alabama. It's really humid outside, so I would recommend not bundling up too much because you may burn up. Here we have a nice breeze, Arctic blast coming in actually soon, so stay tuned for that one. And then tomorrow it's going to be 78 degrees, mostly cloudy. Showers are likely, so bring your umbrella tomorrow. You don't want to get rained on. And let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. On Friday we have 78 degrees with showers. Saturday 63 degrees with 90% of chance of rain. Monday is 44. Monday, we have 64 degrees. Tuesday, 52 degrees. Wednesday, 42. Thursday, 50 degrees. So bring a jacket on Wednesday and Thursday because it may be a little chilly for you.
I mean, it's definitely weird wearing shorts in December.
Yeah, shorts, rain jackets, and coats. I don't know.
Feels like lemonade without ice.
Yeah, it does. Pretty much. That's exactly how I would describe it, actually.
Yeah. Well, straight ahead in your home team sports, turnover after turnover causes the Miami Heat's first loss after a 10-game winning streak. We'll have more for you up next.
From the campus of the University of Alabama, live sports. From Alabama's sports team, this is WVUA Sports.
The Heat's winning streak comes to a close with its first loss of the season to the Detroit Pistons last night. In the first quarter, it's LeBron James committing 11 of the first half turnovers, leading the Pistons to make statement plays on the other end of the court. And the Heat just could not find any answers. Woo, look at that. James is stripped by Brandon Jennings, and the Pistons go up by 9 with 2 minutes to play. The Pistons scored 29 points off the Heat's 19 turnovers to lead the Pistons with a win over the Heat with a final score of 107-97. Now we would change from the court to the field as we recap the Oakland Raiders and the Dallas Cowboys hit the field on Thanksgiving Day. Surprisingly, the Raiders jumped out with a lead against the Cowboys with a 21-7-point lead. Raiders' Rashad Jennings gets into the end zone for his second touchdown of the game. But the Cowboys did not go without a fight when they tied the game up in the third quarter with a pass from Bryant to Romo. In the fourth quarter, the Cowboys continued to make their way into the end zone to get the win on Thanksgiving Day with a score of 28-21. I'm sure they were thankful for the win as Cowboys are currently tied with the Eagles for first place in NFC East.
Wow, Lena, it seems like a busy day for sports.
Definitely
Pretty
is.
much a pretty busy day for Thanksgiving as well.
Yes.
So I don't know when they had time to eat.
Well, coming up, Microsoft's Bing compiled a list of the most searched people on the internet in 2013. Find out who came in at number 1. Beyonce has knocked Kim Kardashian from the top spot on Microsoft's Bing. Beyonce has knocked Kim Kardashian from the top spot on Microsoft's Bing's 2013 list of most searched people of the year.
This list is compiled from searches through the website. Kardashian came in second this year, followed by artists Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and Madonna. Justin Bieber and President Barack Obama were the only 2 men to make the top 10 list. Also on the list were Nicki Minaj, Amanda Bynes, and Miley Cyrus. That's all we have for you tonight. For more WVUA news, check out our website at WVUATV.com.
And don't forget to join us for more local news at 6 and 10. Have a great evening.